Start recording. All right, hi James. Back for part 3 of the hand history review of the KO series on Party Poker, the Micro Super 7 2-day event. And I think we're on hand 107, so this is the one we left off in the last part.
Yep.
Let's just crack on, find the next hand.
Cool.
He says, not doing anything with that. Ace 5 short-handed at the moment, so it's an open, I think. And we've got a party flop again. Just checking this one down.
Yeah, at the moment. Pre-flop, I'd have considered actually going down to 2 big blinds, considering the small blind is less than 40 big. It's once the effective jumps below 40 that I actually just drop off an extra half a big blind, just to keep the stack to pot ratio as big as possible, just so we get a bit more playability.
Right. I think in this one, funny enough, actually, since last week when we started doing this, I have revised my opening sizes. But I think I find all the way through this tournament, I'm pretty much 2.5xing the whole time.
I mean, that might even be more suitable, to be honest, in a PKO where people are going to be calling down slightly wider. You do want to discourage 3 callers like you've got here.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest, half the time they don't even look at what your opening size is. It's just like, I want to see the flop in this hand, and they just click call regardless of the opening size.
Is it worth taking a more exploitative line and opening bigger with your strong hands, or do you think the quality's a bit too good for that?
I was actually thinking of doing something that I know a number of the cash game pros do, which is open smaller from early position and bigger from late position. So when you're playing out of position, you're playing a smaller pot out of position. And then when you're in position, you're playing a bigger pot when you're... So
okay.
Like min raising from under the gun and opening to 3x from the cutoff and the button, for example.
I mean, the logic of that makes sense to me when we're very deep stacked. I'd imagine as you start getting shorter stacked, though, almost the opposite is true. When we're out of position, we want to lower SPR just to decrease the opposition's positional advantage over us. But it does definitely make sense in a cash game situation.
So, right, let's see what happens. Right, checks through. I think I might make a small bet here.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely clean up a bit of equity here. You'd have imagined a 9 would have bet. Pocket 6s and pocket 7s are still a threat. Maybe slow played 5s or 4s. But to be honest, we're probably looking at mostly overcards here.
Yeah. I should make quite a big bet there. Okay, that's interesting. I think I prefer a smaller bet size, maybe like 4 big blinds or something. Okay, we'll just get 1 caller. Check it down.
Yeah.
And I win. He probably had another... I think the reason... Actually, I've got a vague recollection of this hand. I think the reason I went so big is I figured any 6 and any ace is going to call me regardless because they've got a gut shot.
Yeah.
Well, I would expect something like 6-7 suited to bet the flop when check 2. So when he calls this, I figured him for another ace, but just in case, we'll just check it down and win.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely no point betting the river. It's one of those cases where he's going to fold if we're beating him. He's going to call if he spiked an 8 on the river, or he was playing slow with 10-9. Yeah, I think good amount of value on the turn, and it's wise to check on the river.
Right, onwards, big blind. Oh, it's another one of those plays that I see a lot at the moment that I can't understand the logic to when somebody min raises from the small blind.
Yeah.
I decided I didn't want to play the hand.
Okay.
So I do this case. I've got like a raise some junky hands as well as value hands when someone
Yeah.
does this. We get called, probably just a small C bet and give up. Oh no, we get shoved on.
Okay, well, it makes the decision very easy for you.
Quality play. Yeah, that's the kind of the fun stuff of these things. Would you limp or would you raise blind v blind?
Let's have a look. At these stack depths, I'm probably going to. I mean, I really do mix it up. Most of it depends on how I think the big blind's been playing.
Yeah.
Early on, I will put out a lot of opens just to sort of test their defenses. And if they're playing back a lot, then I will tighten up. If they're folding to my steals more than sort of 60, 70%, I'll start opening almost any two cards. I think at this stage, A7 offsuit, you can go either way.
So it's a limp. Yeah, I played that pretty. I don't know why I called there. I think I just need to give up after checking twice. So I was saying, if I had a plan of representing the flush on the river because I got a blocker, I could get behind that. But it appears that I just fell asleep in this hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the ace high, we're just trying to get to slow down as cheaply as possible. It's quite a coordinated turn, really. A couple of straights get there. There's also the flush draws as well. There's a potential to play it aggressively and turn it into a bluff, but I'm not sure just flatting the two big blinds is going to be a good approach going forwards.
No, I think I played that pretty terrible, to be honest. Okay. Oh, I've gone down to min opening. No, I didn't. I just called.
No,
I just called the open. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
What would your three betting range look like from the cutoff there?
It's gonna be value heavy with just a few bluffs. So it's gonna be kind of ace queen suited, tens plus, and then maybe a couple of like king queen offsuit as a bluff and ace five, ace four suited as a bluff. I'm not going to put too many bluffs in there, especially versus an undergun open and a PKO, and he's got a huge stack. He's pretty much going to call me 100%. Plus, I noticed in these, I've started to not polarize as much because three bets get overcalled a lot.
Okay.
Like undergun opens, you free bet them from mid position, and then the button calls and the big blind calls, and you're like, all right. Not really sure what's going on here. And then obviously the under the gun is either going to go over the top if they've got their premium hands, or they're just going to call as well.
Yeah.
And then you're in a really weird pot. Four people seeing a flop in a three bet pot.
Do you think just three betting a strong linear range works better then?
Yeah, I think so in these.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Unless it's a really weak player, then I'll just rebet them with whatever I feel like, because I know they're going to play safe face up post flop.
Sure.
I mean, in a freeze out, I would consider three betting this hand, for sure. But heads up, I'd call this bet. But I think folding's better multi-way here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right, what to see there then? Big blinds. So there's a limp, a min raise, a call. I think I go fishing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just throwing that one straight into the mark. I'm not getting involved there.
Not even in a PKO.
Not even in a PKO. Not with Queen Six offsuit. I mean, what's the best we're really hoping for? Flopping trips. I mean,
It could happen.
yeah, it can happen. But I just hold on to the big blind in that position. I think we can find much better spots.
Yeah. King, queen offsuit. Oh, good. I do actually raise for once. And we get 3-bet.
It's always a tough spot when you're facing a big blind for 3-bet because the population just does not 3-bet enough. And it's very, very often just an incredibly strong linear range. But it's not particularly big 3-bet either, so we're getting quite good odds, but then we have to play out of position with an offsuit Broadway hand, which is never fun.
No, I just think King, queen's just too strong, blind view
Yeah.
blind to fold.
I think we can call this one fold queen jack offsuit.
Yeah, I think I'd fold queen jack offsuit.
Yeah.
Oh. In the trouble. Oh, I do the opposite. I just pile it in his face.
Okay. I mean, you've got good blockers. You block ace king, ace queen, pocket kings, pocket queens. And offsuit, it's not going to perform particularly well out of position, so I can get behind this.
Yeah, I obviously decided to turn it into, and we get it through.
Let me have a quick look. I've got some of the charts up here. Let me see what the charts recommend.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I've been using King, queen offsuit in cash games as a 4-bet bluff a lot.
Yeah.
Just because it's got such good blockers.
Okay. So we do have an all-in range, but it's only ace king off or ace 5 suited. King queen off can be used as a 4-bet bluff. I'm guessing for the exact reasons that you said.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think you can do anything but shove because as soon as you go to like 23 big blinds, you're committed to call off. So it's 4-bet shove or fold, isn't it? Really, 4-bet shove or call.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's very close. I think king queen offsuit is a fine shove.
Yeah, it's not a great hand, queen 10 offsuit, but I probably could just call the button because the under the gun open, the guy's only got 33 bigs, and obviously we're playing for a bounty as well.
Yeah.
But I'll take the tighter option. To see that. Pocket 10s, that's more like it.
Cool.
I think I'm probably going to 3-bet this.
Yeah, I think I would as well. I'm probably do about six big blinds, going over roughly 3x.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Again, the problem with calling is we invite a chain of calls now as well, and so any overcard is bad.
I don't know. I could understand me doing that to an extent if there was somebody on, say, 13 big blinds in the blinds that, looking to induce a shove. But even that's risky when the under the gun player has us covered.
Well, I think it'd be okay on the button as well. We've got the guaranteed position. Okay, so that's all right.
All right, we're going 3 ways to the flop. And he just shoves.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess you've got to be grateful for when they make plays like this. If he bet about half pot, or even a third pot, would be a difficult decision, but he makes it nice and easy for you.
Yeah, especially when the underground calls is open.
Yeah. I guess we don't see what they have in party poker, do we?
No, we're not going to see it.
Well, not tomorrow. As long as we miss the 10s, that's good.
Oh, no. This guy
you
obviously hasn't got the settings, so we can see his cards. He shoved ace king. And I presume the under the gun that's probably had ace jack or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the under the gun folded, I was actually contemplating calling because it just looks like an idiot with ace king.
I mean, now that I see him have ace king, it's very easy for me to sort of agree. I don't think I'd be calling off there. Did you have him covered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. Actually, I didn't have him covered. No, I probably would have folded. Yeah.
If he was a shorter stack, then I could get behind a call, perhaps. But the thing is, what I find in PKO is if I'm getting a bit short stacked, I can shove with very, very strong hands and get called off very, very wide because they're so focused on the bounty that they can win at the moment. They don't focus on the fact that if they lose the hand, they're potentially giving up many more bounty opportunities in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's that one done. So I reckon. Oh yeah, I don't know what would if I'd have 3-bet pre-flop, he probably would have just shoved. And then if the under the gun had called him, that's a really tricky spot.
So if you 3-bet, was it the big blind? Was it as well? I think it was a big one. I think if he'd shoved and then under gun calls, I think we have to let go of pocket tens then.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would.
yeah,
As soon as you go 3-way, I probably wouldn't. I'll be folding jacks as well. I'd probably be looking to call off with just better queens, kings, aces, and ace king suited. I think I'll probably be throwing ace king off into the muck there as well, especially not having either of them covered.
yeah. That's true. But then I kind of in those spots, I kind of weigh it up and think, well, even though I can't win a bounty right now, if I win this hand, I'm on like 180 big blinds and in really good shape for the, got everybody covered. I can pick up more bounties later on. We're going to go deeper in the tournament. This is kind of weighing up that, do we take the risk at a 3-way all in with, kind of our second tier hands, if it were?
I mean, the very, very best you're hoping for is that the big blind has ace king. I mean, he's not going to. Well, I don't know for sure, but I think it's very unlikely that he'd cold 4-bet shove from the big blind with the pocket pair below tens, and then we still have no idea. The under the gun range is completely uncapped as well. He's still got aces, kings, queens, jacks.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I just don't think tens are strong enough. I think if we were to look in Equilab, we'd probably have to put a fold in there.
Yeah, yeah. There's just this is sort of talking from. I played a lot of PKOs in the last couple of weeks because it's the KO series on PartyPoker,
Okay.
and more than half their regular tournaments are PKOs as well.
Yeah.
And the stuff people turn up with in 50, like 3-way all ins with more than 50 big blinds, and people are turning up with pocket sixes and ace 10 offsuit. So all of a sudden, tens looks like a really premium hand.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean that is an exploit that you're making. Then I suppose if you're confident that you are going to be up against that sort of range, then definitely you should be calling.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, you're going to run into the nuts as well. You're going to run into aces, kings, queens, and all that as well. But I just see it so frequently that, and if people get in there, the one they'll get in there when they don't cover anybody with ace jack offsuit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just suicidal because you can't even win a bounty. You're just hoping to triple up with a really marginal hand. But it doesn't mean that we should play like that, I suppose. Back in the big blind again. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, got sneezes. Yeah, no choice but to defend this. There's not much is going to happen. Oh, favourite hand in the small blind again.
Yep. Oh, do you ever go for a big isolation? Yes, you do.
Yeah, I might regret this as well. Oh, I'll get it through.
Yep. Probably a little bit bigger than I'd have gone. So 3. I'd have probably gone pot +1. So what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 big blinds.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, the cutoff has only got 17 big blinds.
Yeah.
I basically just wanted everybody else to make it clear to everybody else I was prepared to play for his stack.
Oh, okay.
Rather than what I didn't want to. If I went to 6 or 7, I'm going to end up with like these two guys calling and this guy folding.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to force his decision as to does he want to play for his stack with this hand right now.
Yeah.
And again, I've seen people limp in behind off of 18 big blinds with, say, pocket fives.
Yeah.
You ISO raise, everybody folds, it gets back to them, and all of a sudden they decide they want to get it in. And they'll shove back over you with no fold equity with a small pocket pair.
Cool. That's a good situation to find yourself in then. Yeah. All right. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, it was more okay. Yeah, I'm happy to pick up the blinds that are in the middle, but I was trying to just isolate the cutoff.
Okay.
Okay, pocket queens. Got calls. Oh, the blinds fold. Amazing. And as usual,
Classic. Yeah.
yeah. Just decide to check this time. I think I'm just going to check call down now.
Yeah. Well, the ace on the river's good.
Yeah. He goes for a big bet on the river. I see it. It's the times I think, oh, did he check back like ace 5 or something?
Yeah.
But I think I have to call off here because I've shown no strength. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I guess on the turn, he could have picked up a straight draw, could have picked up a flush draw. If he's got no showdown equity, and if he's any good, he's going to know he's going to have to put another bet in. And it was quite a good size. I mean, you got pocket queens, and he still put you to a decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, no, good call.
I think I decided on the turn that yeah, if like a 9, a jack, a spade, anything like that comes in, I'm probably folding. But when the board
Yep.
double, when it pairs the ace and no one's really repped it yet, I think it's an easy call.
Yeah.
A relatively easy call.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be profitable long time. Sometimes he's going to turn up with a weaker ace that he checked back on the flop, but I think it's a profitable call long term.
No, ace 10 in the big blinds. So a limp, an ISO, and a flat call.
Yes, it's a close one. I think we have to call, but just proceed very cautiously because it could be a spot where we are just dominated. Oh, yeah, just straightforward fold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not sure. Right, that's easy. Just thinking, this is a hand I would 3-bet sometimes off the button.
I prefer to 3-bet hand like King 9 than King 10. I think King 10 suited actually, what we were discussing earlier. I think it's a bit too good to 3-bet.
Yeah,
So I think King 9 falls nicely into my. It's a bluff for sure.
yeah,
But if we get called, we've got a decent amount of equity. If we get 4-bet, it's an easy fold. Just not quite strong enough to flat call.
yeah, but too good to throw away.
Yeah.
So I do the worst thing and flat call.
Good flop though.
Yeah, he goes for a big bet.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we're in position. We got a marginal made hand and a draw, so we're going to play it as a marginal. We just need to call. Yeah.
Small blind shoves. I think I remember this hand. Yeah, they both go all in. I've got both of them covered, and they both had quite sizable bounties.
Imagine small blind sitting. What small blind got? Maybe think what? Sevens?
Yeah.
Maybe
I think we're up against like ace, king, ace, queen, and pocket sevens.
Yeah.
I think I do call.
Yeah. Can't be an ace king then, or pocket sevens.
No.
Ace. Maybe they both had ace queen.
Maybe ace jack and ace queen, something like that.
Maybe like queen.
Oh no, sorry. One of them had a smaller flush draw.
Yeah. Ouch.
One of them had the ace, and the other one had the smaller flush draw. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So,
very big stack now.
yeah, that was one of those spots where I was like, I just can't let this go. I've got them both covered. They both got decent bounties.
Yeah.
You know, I've still got 20 bigs left if I lose.
Yeah.
So.
and you've got a ton of equity. You're drawing to the nuts as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable open.
Yep.
It's me and the button again.
Rare heads up pop. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to see bet my whole range there.
Yeah. I think this might have been. I think it was Dilly that I was talking with.
Yeah.
About in a lot of spots, just check in when you're out of position. But with a board this dry, I think we need to see better.
Yeah.
Because I've got.
I think you can go small or big as well. It depends what you're trying to accomplish here. Because I think it's when we check. Oh, okay.
I just thought, oh, this board's so dry, you're so full of shit. I'm going to check raise.
Yeah.
It worked. I prefer to do that if there was like at least one spade on the board.
Yeah.
But you know, if a jack comes or a queen comes, we've got a gut shot.
Or an 8 or a 7.
Yeah, or an 8 or a 7.
Yeah.
But
I think the backdraw flush draw would help as well. But, yeah. Fair enough. So I mean,
yeah, I do that randomly. Normally I've got something. If it's not, obviously I'm doing it with hands that are value, but
yeah.
There are times where I just think this guy's just been flattening on the button with any old junk and betting whenever check to.
Yeah.
I've opened from under the gun. It's a really dry board. You know, at best he's got a weak 10. He might have the sets, but most of the time he's just going to be stabbing at it. And when you check raise from under the gun, you just get so much respect for doing it.
Yeah, it looks very strong.
It does, because not a lot of people do it. Most people at these stakes anyway, if they've got something decent for value, they just start blasting.
Yeah.
So it catches a lot of people off. And even if he's got like pocket sixes there, they're just like, fold.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can definitely get a lot of better hands to fold. Probably not.
No, just still back to 7-handed, I think. So, all right. Defending versus small blind.
Well, it's under the gun open, wasn't it?
Oh, so it was, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just folding there. I'm not completing. But the hand that's going to perform very, very poorly multi-way, I'll just save myself the 1.5. I mean, yes, we've got a big stack.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you, because every one of these we get, and we have the same conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think I've won a single chip yet from these spots.
Yeah. I mean, if we got a good implied odd hand, I mean, even something like a double gapper, if it's suited, I'll be calling. But king 6 offsuit, there's no connectivity at all. I'm just going to throw it away.
Yeah. I'm just going through this review. I'm looking at it, going, yeah, you're right. I've probably ditched the best part of 15 or 16 blinds by now by defending those hands.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. No, it's a bit too weak to ISO, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not really worth it either.
No.
No, again, a bit stronger. I think we can go for an isolation raise there. But...
Opening the pocket nines.
Yep.
Oh, everybody folds. Wow. We got a couple of shorties on the table now as well. Oh, surprised everybody folded.
Yeah.
We're probably down. We probably lost a third of the field by now.
Yep. Sounds about right. I think looking at the hand number there, we're probably about a quarter of the way through the tournament, so about a third out does seem about right.
Just an open shove for 35 big blinds.
Yep.
Let's see if anybody calls him. Pocket fours, 35 big blinds.
Win it?
Looks like he didn't.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
But I mean, yeah, you shove with pocket fours for that amount. What's going to call you other than, yeah, I mean, that very, very best you're going to be flipping, but just it's just a really poor strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why we don't do it.
Opening ace 10.
Yep.
Back to party flops again.
Yep.
It's just a give up, I think.
Yep, just a check fold for me.
Uh, 12 big blind shove. This call off, actually, since last week when we were trying to figure out what the formula was for, I found it.
Okay.
So one start bounty equals 1/3 of a starting stack in chips.
Yeah.
Which we can't work out because this is all in big blinds. But like for example, this tournament was actually it was a deep stack slow structure, so it was 200,000 starting chips, which was 200 big blinds.
Okay, so it's probably more value than you would get from it normally then.
Yeah. And if this guy by this point, if this guy's got like say he's picked up 4 bounties, so you know the value of the bounty on his head then is 4 starting stacks, which is 800,000 chips.
Yeah.
You can almost call with any 2 cards for the equity that's involved. Obviously, if his shove is, well, let's say he's shoving 1 million chips here.
Yeah.
His bounty's worth 800,000 chips.
Yeah.
So that's 1.8 million. Which is going to be the just under. Oh, sorry, 1 point is going to be 1.8 starting stacks. Is that right? No, I got that completely wrong.
But so I think it'll be about 2.3 stacks in total. So I think we need about 30% equity to call against his range. Normally, if someone has open shoves, we're closer to about 40, 45. Sorry, mate.
I was just pulling up Equilab. So we say 2.3 starting. 2 and 3 starting stacks.
And I think at the bottom of your party poker hand replayer, you can actually untick the use big blinds button as well. So for the purpose of this, we can.
Yeah. Okay, right, that's better. Right, so he's only got, that's 1/4 of a starting stack. But if we assumed, say, he's got 3, the equivalent to 3 bounties.
Yeah.
That would be a whole starting stack, which would be 200,000 chips.
So you're calling 55 to win essentially 255.
Yeah.
So you need about 20% equity. Okay.
It's saying down here we've got 27% probability of winning the hand.
Oh, yeah.
So if it folds to us, this is actually a call.
Yep. Okay.
Assuming, with the assumption that he's got multiple bounties on his head. I've got a feeling I have to fold now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But that just sparked me remembering that formula, because I looked it up after our last session.
Yeah, none of us could remember it last time.
No. Okay. Well, that's that one. Could actually 3-bet this if we wanted to get a bit frisky, I think.
Potentially, it's a small open. Sean, would you mind flicking it back to big blinds? I've got so used to playing with it, I struggle to actually do the numbers otherwise.
That's all right.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we're very deep stacked. I think we can go almost any way with this.
Just decide to call.
Small blind versus a raise. The button. Yeah, so if I'm obviously a bit deeper than. So looking at the charts here, I've only got 80 big blind charts, but yeah, you're spot on. King 7 suited. We can 3-bet it half the time, call it half the time. Perfectly fine either way. Just don't fold.
Right. Okay. Good. Good. Cheeky 3-bet. I'm pretty sure this isn't on the charts.
I'd imagine not. I mean, I presume when you're doing something like this, you don't have HUDs on Party Poker, do you? It must have been something you've seen this guy doing frequently, but opening too much.
Honestly, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I do 3-bet these hands from time to time. If I want to isolate a player.
Yeah.
I know it's not particularly. It's probably not in the. It's not in the GTO ranges. I'm pretty sure it's just a fold in every circumstance. But if you're going to play it, 3-bet it. Phasing a raise first in. Yeah, it's just never played in the charts I've got.
No, me neither here.
But then sometimes, the charts are there as a guideline, not as a rule.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can play it profitably, then you should be playing it.
See what happens. I'll probably just get shoved on and have to fold. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about before. Like people overcalling the 3-bets.
Yeah.
This is a really tricky spot.
Hmm.
Oh, I decide to.
Yeah, I mean, when you're c-betting now, you're c-betting with your whole range, aren't
Exactly,
you? Yeah, so that's fine.
I should pick up a gut shot. See, the thing is, like, his call-in range, if it's a half sensible player, it's going to be something like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, pocket jacks, king, queen suited, ace, queen, those kind of hands.
Yeah.
Some of them I can probably get to fold. Obviously, king, queen, and ace, queen, and never folding.
Yeah.
He might. There's a chance he's got like the suited wheel aces as well. So this is a tricky whether or not I just more or less check give up or go for a double barrel.
Yeah. I think if you're going to try and buff them off those stronger hands, you get to fire turn and river. I don't think there's much point firing just the turn because that's probably going to get called quite frequently by the range you just outlined.
Yeah.
Yeah, so either both or neither. Yeah.
And he just bombs it. Oh, that's a terrible call.
Yeah, I think we should have been check folding there, but okay. Let's hope for a 5 or a 7, or well, really even a 5 or a 7.
Yeah, 5, 7, or 6.
Yep, or 6, of course.
And we get neither. And I guess I've just given away a bunch of chips for no good reason. Oh, he might have been on the flush draw. Oh, no.
No.
No, I guess he had ace queen.
Do you not think ace queen would have gone for value on the river?
I don't know. Well, it could have been pocket 9s, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which would have,
I mean, it doesn't matter. I think I think that the turn.
I should have folded on the turn, but
yeah. Oh, live and learn.
yeah. At least I didn't. Yeah. No, I can't really justify that. That's pretty bad all round. Oh well. ISO in the limper, and our friend calls us again.
Yep, yeah, I'd do exactly the same.
Yeah. I was just checking the sizing.
Okay. Cool. I like the sizing there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Ugh.
Gross.
Yeah, horrible.
I almost um, I almost feel like with a pair, an overcard, and a backdoor flush draw, and a bounty in play, that this is really close between folding and calling.
Yeah. I don't think you have 63% chance of winning as per the graphic in the bottom right.
No, I don't either.
So what you got to call 140 into what will be 7. Yeah. So we only need about 25% equity to call.
Let's.
Yeah.
I'm just firing it into Equilab. So
Down 450.
what have I got?
Maybe about 31% equity to call. Well, that's a break-even call by my rough calculations.
So I've got the ace 5 of hearts. Flop is 5 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 9 of spades, and the button has. Right, what range do we want to give the button for doing this? I'm going to say tens and jacks can definitely be in there. And then ace 9 suited, possibly ace 7 suited.
What about pocket nines, pocket sevens?
Yeah, would you shove? Just rip pocket nines? I mean, I'm folding so much here because I've got like king queen and ace king and stuff like that that I can't really call off with.
Personally, I'm not. I'm going to want to keep the big blinds range as wide as possible if I hit a set. But that's
Yeah.
not to say.
All
Or,
right. We'll give him all the sets as well, and then maybe some like 8-6 suited and 10-8 suited
yeah.
for a couple of draws, something like that.
Then I guess you need 9-7 suited as well. Then.
Oh yeah, we need that in there as well. Just more than that. And maybe king 9 suited and queen 9 suited for top pairs. We're starting to look in pretty bad shape here, but I'll give him all the suited top pairs. And jack 10 suited as well. Yeah, I think it's a fold. 24.36%.
Okay, so looking at this, it's 140 that we need to call into a pot that'll be 430. So we need 33% equity if it was a freeze out. It's going to depend on the bounty, really.
Yeah, I mean, if we're even if he's got the equivalent to two bounties, that's going to give him 66,000. That's going to put an extra 66,000 chips in the equation.
So we'd need. Sorry. So one bounty is equivalent to one third of a starting stack. Did you say?
Yes.
So if he had 3 bounties, that would be the equivalent of 200,000 extra chips.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so if he had 3 bounties, we'd be getting 22% to call. And we'd want a little edge, so 25% we could call off.
Yeah, well, we've got about just over 24% equity against that very strong range that we gave him.
I mean, it's going to be fairly break even. Then I'd imagine it's one of those spots where I'd probably pass up on a break even spot just to.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's one of those. If he's got like 2 bounties or 3 bounties, it's probably not worth it. If he's got 4 or more bounties, it makes it a profitable call.
Yeah.
I see what, and obviously because we don't have because Party don't provide us with the those readouts. Let's see what I decided to do in game. Oh, I went for the call, so he must have had a pretty sizable bounty.
Yeah.
And I won.
Cool. So I don't know. I don't know. Jack 10 maybe. Jack 10 suited, maybe doing something like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Nothing else makes a whole lot of sense.
No, nothing. Well, yeah, it must have been some kind of overcards hand, but because there's no flush draw there.
No.
Or randomly spewing off with pocket threes or something.
Yeah, or maybe something like 6-5. Yeah, 6-5 is really counted. No, they'd have 9 to 6s. It's I don't know.
No, no. Well,
Good call.
apparently I made the right call. But I'm glad we went through the maths though, because I was looking at this thinking, do I call this or don't I? Because that's really dependent on how many bounties he's got.
Yeah. Sean, I know it's only been 45 minutes. I'm going to let the dogs out to the toilet quickly. Can we call it a quick break?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to sort of 10 past?
10 past 9. That sounds good.
All right. Excellent.
Cool. Cheers.